number 13. That's the vault that we start in. And our first job, is to get to vault 15. And vault 15 is where we're hoping to find the water chip that we need. Now, some important things. In order to move, you drag your mouse in the direction that you want to go and then you click. So the reason for that is you need to move your screen manually. You're actually going to have to move your screen like up and down so that you can see where you're actually going. In order to fire your weapon, you will be clicking on your weapon and then clicking on the creature that you mean to attack. Escape is how you get to your save controls. Pip is how you rest or play tapes. Here you can see that Vault 13 opens up into what is actually a cave, and you need to fight your way out of the cave through the rats here. Now, I hadn't played this in a while, and so it was all like it was brand new to me, and I had to figure things out as we go. There are 3 characters you can start with. There is 1 female, 2 males. I personally would suggest rolling your own character, making sure that it has a strength over 5. This is because later on in the game, you're going to have to be able to use larger weapons, and you can't use them without a strength over 5. But you also need an intelligence of at least over 4 for later parts of progression as well. And due to that, I'm actually going to have to restart the game on another character because I ended up bugging out because I couldn't get past a certain part because I didn't have the strength required to use the weapons that I needed in order to actually be able to get through there. So, bit of a problem there. But we'll get to that when we come to it. You'll see these little areas that are colored differently. These are called exit grids. You click on them to enter the next area. This is what it looks when you're traveling between places. You can end up getting an encounter. If you do get an encounter, it'll stop you and then bring you into a fight area, and of course you'll have the grid to exit. You can run if you're up against insurmountable odds, but be aware that they do get to attack you while you're running, so, but still, in some cases, it is just better to run, especially later on. These are rad scorpions. Um, this game takes place at the end of the world, so you got to keep that in mind. And there is radiation as well. The rad scorpions poison you. If you collect their tails, you will be able to bring those to a town that you are going to later run into. Shady Sands, I think it's called, or Shady Acres. I don't know. This there's a town, just there's a town, okay, and there's a healer guy there, and he'll say he can't cure poison because he doesn't have a sample of it. But if you bring him the tails, then he'll get a sample of it, and he'll give you a free anti-poison, like a little cure that you can take to remove a certain number of poisons off of you, which is going to be incredibly useful later on. Trust me on this, it just is. Yeah, see, they're chasing me, and I've decided to run away because, yeah, it wasn't good. So at this point, I realize, hey, there's something there. And I'm like, do I want to go there? Do I not? And I decide to, yes, go there because I want to see what's there. And it's an unknown little place and it's Shady Sands. And this is the place where you can get healed of all of your poisons and all of that sort of thing. Here you will also get a quest to go clear rad scorpions out of a cave. That's going to be important to you. Um, you can also pick up a NPC here who will come with you and fight with you. Now, it's important to realize that your first quest, the one to get the water chip, it's a timed quest. You only have a certain amount of time in which to do it. And if you do not complete that first quest by the time that your time runs out, then essentially your entire vault dies. So yeah, game over. So keep that in mind. Any chance that you get to send water back to them, do so until you can get the water chip. You talk to people by clicking on them. Don't do that with your weapon drawn, though. Oh, and when you go into towns and into different areas where it's not a combat-related event, you probably want to um, remove your weapon. You can switch between your main hand and your offhand by clicking the little red button. So, yeah, that helps. Otherwise, in some towns, if you walk in with a weapon in hand, they're actually going to attack you. And then you're going to have a problem. There's the Pip Boy, and you see you click that button up there, the little bell, and you can rest, and you can choose the amount of time that you're going to rest for. Now, down here past the farm, at the bottom to the south, you're going to find a building. In this building is a rope. You're going to need that for your first quest from Shady Sands. So go ahead and grab it. It's right in the hut right here. Like I said, you are going to actually need that. So make sure you grab it, otherwise you're going to end up having to go back for it. This building right by the door where you entered the town, right here is where you're going to pick up your NPC. You do this by speaking to Ian. Ian is the NPC. You're going to offer him to come with you for a share of whatever it is that you guys get and find. He'll also give you some information, which is always useful. Be careful what you choose when you're talking to people because it can change what's going to occur for you. So always be careful, read carefully, choose what you think is best. This gentleman right up here is the one who's going to give you your quest to head out to the caves. And he'll actually take you directly to the cave with the rad scorpions. So you don't have to go looking for that. As you can see here, I'm just going through and boom. He drops us off at the cave. Through here, there are separate rooms. You have to clear it of all the different rad scorpions in order to complete the quest. So, yeah, there's quite a few to kill. Just go through the entire cave, kill them all, head back to town, and get your reward. That's how you do it. Do be careful, though, because, you have limited hit points and limited ability to hit, and, you're low level. I'm just saying. You're just a wee one. So, at this point, we head back to town. We're done killing the rad scorps. You want to head down through town to the south. There's a building at the very bottom here on the left-hand side. This is where you're going to turn the rad scorp tails into anti-poison or anti-venom. This is going to help you remove stacks of poison off of you, which is going to be incredibly important moving forward because, being poisoned, just like being irradiated, is, bad. Not a good thing. Once you finish turning these in, you want to keep talking to people and make sure that you're, taking advantage of all the quests that you want to. At that point, you're going to want to head on to 15, Vault 15, because now you've got your rope and you've got anti-venom just in case, because you're going to run into things on your way, probably. Maybe not. Maybe you'll be lucky. Who knows? But better prepared than not. You've got your NPC, so you're going to head out and you're going to head towards Vault 15. Vault 15 is not too far away, and it's where we are supposed to be able to find our water chip. However, what we're going to discover is that the water chip is not there. It's not that easy. So the sooner that you can get through to Vault 15 and explore it and really see what's going on, the better in the long run, because remember, you have only a certain amount of time. You can check how much time you have at any point by pulling up your pip. So, as you can see here, I got attacked by more rad scorpions because, they're everywhere and they like attacking me. Nasty little things they are. Well, not very little. They're like man-sized, aren't they? They're pretty big. Yeah. So, anyway, eventually we will get to Vault 15. Now, Vault 15, you have to completely explore until you get a message stating that there is no chip here. You're not going to get there until you get to the, near the command room, basically. The section where you should find it has been caved in, and there's just a bunch of rock there, so yeah. And then watch your text on the bottom left carefully, because you need to make sure that you actually get that notification so that you can continue on your way and on your quest. You're going to have to use rope. And don't just go charging in there, because of course there are monsters that are in there that you're going to have to defeat. So here you can see we're reaching Vault 15. We are finally there. Yay! And at this point, we don't know yet that we're not going to find the water chip. So, we're all excited and stuff. We're like, woohoo, I made it here. So here we're at the desert entrance. It's guarded by a radscorp. It looks like just a tin shed. And this is why it's important to explore every area that you come across. You never know what's inside. In this case, once we get inside of this tin shed, we're going to find out that there is actually a vault down there. So here we're entering the tin shed, and there's our way down. We have a ladder there, so we're going to just climb on down. And just like in Vault 13 a bit, it is a cave area. So we go inside the little cave area. There's some rats in there you gotta kill. But that's easy enough. And you just go ahead and head inside of Vault 15. I don't know if you noticed, but your number of your vault is on the back of your jumpsuit, which is kind of cool. And there comes Doodah. He's always hanging out way behind. Come on, Doodah. Vault 15 awaits. So at this point, we head inside Vault 15. The elevator shaft that you need to take down and use a rope on is going to be to your left when you enter here. Um, Always look around and just check different things for lockers, etc., where you might be able to find useful items. But if you just want to get direct to the point, you can just head to the left. Yeah, don't forget to hit all there like I did, because then you'll end up just taking one of whatever item. And here we come across a rather large mole rat. So yeah, that's fun. But they're not too tough, honestly. They're easy enough to take out. None of the computers here were fixable for me, so I just ended up heading left um, as soon as I could and getting down that elevator shaft. So many rats. To use your skills, you actually click on your skill button, which is behind me here. So you can't really see it right now, but you just click on it and then click on the skill that you want to try and use and target the item you want to use it on. Over there you can see that there's not really anything there. Everything's busted and rusted and old and not really much over there. So we use a rope over here in the elevator shaft because we want to get down. And you can see here, you equip your rope, hit the little red button down here in order to equip your rope. Tie it up and down you go. Now that does use up the rope, so keep that in mind because if you need more than one rope, you know, for whatever it is you're doing, each time you use it, it's used up. It's not like you're picking it back up. So yeah, and then you just explore Vault 15 and you discover that there is no water chip here. Sad story. But don't worry, you do get the water chip. But yeah. And do remember, this is Fallout 1, so this is an older game. This is the start of it all, and so, you know, there's a lot you have to do manually. Things aren't just done for you. Ba, 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 ba. It's actually really kind of cool because it really gives you a challenge figuring out how everything works, and that's kind of what I like about it. And in the later Fallout games, there's a lot more storyline, but there is still quite a bit of storyline in this one too, so it is really cool. But yeah, basically you just go through here and explore it all until you receive the message that says, hey, sadly, there is no water chip to be found here. And then when you're done in here, you are going to go back to the towns that you have found. I believe it's the hub where you're actually going to get some information from somebody you speak to in town that sends you off to the glow. The glow is a very long travel. Make sure you have all the supplies that you need for that for sure, because it gets rough. And make sure that you have some rad off. Make sure you have at least 3 because you're going to have to use 2 as soon as you land in the glow just to gain enough resistance to make it through. You're also going to need rope for the glow. because you're going to have to tie it to the end of the crater, and I'll show you all that later. But this is just getting through 15, clearing it out, finding out, and going back to town. And I will let you watch and enjoy while me and Cuckoo hang out. I hope that you found this all useful. Um, to use items, sometimes you're going to left click, sometimes you're going to right click, but remember that little red button above inventory there that's going to let you switch between um, your main hand and offhand weapons or items. Very, very useful. But as you can see, whatever happened to Vault 15, it wasn't good. Everything is caved in. Like, I don't know what happened to these people. We don't know yet. All we know is it's not good. Poor guys. But if you enjoyed this video, if you found it at all useful, if you're considering playing the game, I say go for it. It's a lot of fun. Um, just be ready for glitches, you know, like stuff happens. Like I'm gonna have to restart the game, but that's okay. I know what I need now. Remember, you need above a 5 in strength, and you need above a 3 or 4 in intelligence. Keep that in mind. All right. And please don't forget to like this video. Give it a like. Yes. Slap it around. And maybe even hit subscribe. Because we're going to go through this whole game and it's going to be so much fun. Yeah, rope's always useful. Here we have to actually descend down to the next level. And that's important because there's more than one level. And if you want to get down to where you find out there's no water chip, you have to go down this elevator shaft right here. Now you can actually try to use science on the computers here in order to use them, and you can try to use repair. I didn't find it possible to repair any of them though, so I'll leave that up to you. Maybe you will, but I wasn't able to find it. There is in this big room off with the rubble here and the mole rat, you will find some explosives in there, which you will use later in the game. So make sure you grab those too. And don't forget to check the lockers, because lockers oftentimes have some really good stuff in it. Now, keep in mind, don't give up right away if you find that the controls, where to go, what to do, etc., um, are not intuitive. Just remember, like I said, it's an older game and it is going to take you a little bit to get used to it. Once you get used to it, though, it will be a lot smoother for you. Just consider it part of the challenge of the game. Here you can see my NPC is wandering off on me again. He likes to do that. He likes to leave me behind, and it's very annoying. It's like, dude, why did I even bring you with me? Like, you're off picking fights with other things. Like, dude, seriously. Here you can see we're picking up some explosives. Always a good find. And ammo. Good stuff, good stuff. I always like to really look around because you never know what you're going to find. And there he is down there shooting rats. You know, he's not even paying attention. He doesn't even know where I am. Like, I brought this guy with me to help me out and keep me safe, and he ain't got my back. He's like, he's off doing his own thing. But that's okay. That's Ian, you know? You gotta appreciate Ian for who he is. And right here is where we finally discover that, you know, we're not gonna get the chip round here. It ain't gonna happen. But we finish exploring, and then that's gonna be it for Vault 15. No working water chip here. Sad face. But don't worry, like I said, we're going to get it. It's going to be in the glow. But don't go to the glow before you're ready. You got to do things in order. Actually, that's incredibly important because sometimes if you do things out of order, they bug out. And then you've got a bug quest, and then you're going to be in a situation like I am right now, far later in the game, where now you're going to have to actually go ahead and restart the game. Yeah. All 'cause I got in a hurry and I messed up. And it's saved. But that's okay, 'cause now I know all this stuff, so I'll get through it a lot faster. See, there he is again. He's off looking in places. I'm over here, getting eaten by a mole rat. Oh, Ian. Oh, Ian, why doth thou forsake me? But yeah, that's pretty much it. You just explore all of 15 and you're done. And yeah, try to keep Ian close. I don't know. He's gonna run around on you sometimes. He can be a bit of a pain in the butt, but better to have him than to not, 'cause he comes in real handy. Oh, keep in mind you can't give him any gear other than his default gear, but you can give him ammo. So he uses a 10 millimeter gun. Keep that in mind. But yeah, if you give him anything, he won't actually use it except for that. He's a bit of a pain in the butt. All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed this. Have a good day and good luck. Ian, get back here. Ian. Bye.